A Florida man claims the meth inside his underwear is not his. A Florida man was arrested for stabbing a woman in a parking lot because he wanted to. A Florida lawn employee exposed himself to customers, and a Florida woman stabbed her boyfriend in the eye for looking at other women. These are the weird stories for Friday on Weird AF News, and they are all from the state of Florida. That's right, because on Friday, we only do weird news from Florida. It's called Florida Friday on Weird AF News. We got the Florida news. We got the Florida news from this week. We got it here for you. We're doing it. Let's do it. A Florida man claims the meth that was found in his underwear was not his. It was planted there. Don't you hate when that happens, guys, when someone just plants hardcore drugs underneath your sack? When a Florida corrections officer found a container with methamphetamine under a Florida man's penis, the Florida man denied ownership of the methamphetamine that was found underneath his junk. The Florida man claimed to be, quote, unaware of how this package got in his underwear. I don't know how this small package got underneath my small package. I hate when this happens, when meth crawls right under your crack and stays there. You don't even want it. I don't even want it there, officers. I don't want that there. The discovery of the meth in the pants of Caleb Phillips, age 46, the Florida man, star of the story, came as he undressed from his civilian clothing and changed into his jail clothing. Yeah, that's when they find all the weapons and drug paraphernalia on your person. When you're getting checked into the jail, you have to take off your clothes. And I heard that they'll even spray your body with a hose while you're naked. I heard that happens. I'm not going to say that happened to me in a Wichita, Kansas jail 20 years ago. I'm just going to say I heard that they do that. Now, the reason that Mr. Phillips was arrested in the first place and was taken to the jail where he stripped and subsequently the meth was found under his penis, he had a pending 2022 DUI case and a warrant was out for him to appear in court, which he did not. It says here, Mr. Phillips reportedly told the sheriff's deputy upon the discovery of the methamphetamines underneath his genitalia that he, quote, did not place the meth in his underwear, but instead he speculated that the meth was somehow placed there while he was sleeping. Yeah, sure. The old methamphetamine fairy, right? The old meth fairy leaves meth in your pants at night. It's kind of like the tooth fairy. It's sort of related in some way, you know. When your tooth falls out, you put your tooth under your pillow, and the fairy comes and gives you money for the tooth. The meth fairy gives you meth, which if you take sufficient amounts of meth, your teeth will fall out, which then you can leave under your pillow for the actual tooth fairy to come. It's all full circle, guys. Now, when asked who purportedly accessed his underwear while he was sleeping for this meth delivery, Phillips apparently couldn't identify who that person was. I love how the cops took him seriously. Oh, yeah, you say the drugs were placed under your ballsack while you were sleeping, eh? Do you know who possibly had access to your ballsack while you were sleeping for this meth delivery over the night? It says here, while disavowing knowledge of the drugs, Mr. Phillips, the Florida man, advised that he believed it actually contained Advil pills, not methamphetamine in that container, but Advil pills. Cops noted that the meth was inside a small package of Advil inside a cylinder, indicating that Phillips was aware of what the clear container held. Now, the Florida man is charged with narcotics possession and smuggling contraband into a detention facility. Both are felonies. His rap sheet is pretty long. It includes prior convictions for DUI, resisting arrest, marijuana possession, fleeing or eluding, possession of drug paraphernalia, leaving the scene of an accident, disorderly intoxication, driving without a license, stealing someone's narcotics and placing them behind his nutsack. A Florida man is arrested for stabbing a woman at Walgreens. Wait till you hear the reason why. Naples, Florida. A Florida man was arrested after he allegedly followed a lady out of Walgreens, the pharmacy, followed her into the parking lot of the Walgreens and stabbed her repeatedly with a knife. When asked why, he said, quote, because I wanted to. Because I just wanted to. Oh, at least there's one honest Florida man in the entire state. His name's Kenneth Bryan. He's age 34. He was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon after the incident unfolded at Walgreens in Naples. Deputies were called to the Walgreens in response to the battery at 2 p.m. A woman was leaving Walgreens around this time, walking to her car in the parking lot when she noticed a man approaching her in her peripheral vision, also known as her periph. She tried to speed up, but was unsuccessful. She didn't have rollerblades. She was simply on her feet. Floridaman Brian grabbed her, started to stab her with a 5-inch knife. Just random stabbing. He allegedly stabbed her twice in the back. The woman at first thought she was being punched in the back, but later observed, "No, there's blood coming from my wounds. I'm being stabbed." She was treated on the scene and declined to be treated at the hospital. She turned down the hospital. Okay, declined hospital treatment. Stabbed in the back multiple times. "Hey, lady, should we call you an ambulance?" "Nah, I'm good. I'm just going to walk it off." "It's just a flesh wound." More than likely, she doesn't have health insurance, and she turned down an expensive drive to the emergency room because I don't know if you've ever taken an ambulance without health insurance, but you get a very large bill afterward. A few years ago, I got a big one. It's about $2,000, which, I know gas is expensive, but this was like 1.2 miles to the ER. For $2,000, had I known, I would have just hired a limousine to take me to the emergency room. Yeah, that would have been nice. Or, 5 strippers to push me there in a wheelchair, get a lap dance to the ER. How amazing would that be? It's awfully expensive to go to the hospital these days. Perhaps that's why she turned it down. "You're bleeding. Do you want services?" "No, can't afford services. I'm just gonna put some Band-Aids on it when I get home." The Florida man was still at the scene, just hanging around. The deputy asked Brian, "What happened?" He said, "Oh, I stabbed that lady. I stabbed the lady." Then they asked him, "Why did you do that?" Brian said, "Because I wanted to. Because I wanted to." Unbelievable, man. "So, sir, you don't have a real reason that you stabbed the woman?" "Oh, I have a reason. I'll let history judge me. Only God can judge me, but this is Florida, so they're going to have to grade me on a curve." Oh, no. Yay! A Florida landscaper exposes himself to customers while on the job. We have a story out of Polk County, Florida. A Florida lawn service worker is facing charges after he allegedly exposed himself to some customers while on the job. Investigators are seeking other potential victims of Tyler Mountain, the Florida man, age 27. Tyler's been arrested on charges of lewd exhibition and lewd exhibition to an elderly individual as well. 2 separate charges. There's lewd exhibition, which is horrible. But then there's lewd exhibition to an elderly person, which I think carries a lesser charge because elderly people can't see very good. So it's like, in one of them, you're clearly seen. In another one, it's like blurry lewd exhibition, which isn't as serious. "I saw some blurry genitalia. I sure did. I don't know if I'll ever be the same after seeing the blurry genitalia, but it is better than seeing a clear vision of genitalia that I did not ask for." The investigation began after a 76-year-old woman reported a Macy Services employee had exposed himself to her while he was in her home to provide an estimate for some pest control services. The man reportedly stepped out of the bathroom with his genitalia exposed, claiming that his zipper was broken and that he needed help. Oh, the old "I'm caught in the zipper" trick. "Can you help me get out of this?" "Oh, we got a bleeder." This sounds like the script to a porn. Yeah. "I just mowed your lawn, lady. Oh, look at here. My zipper's stuck while I was trying to urinate. Well, tell me, do you have any zipper genital removal abilities? And if so, how shall we get down to business?" All right. Well, anyways, the deputy contacted the company which was employing this individual. They ultimately fired him following the complaint, stating it was the second complaint they received about him. "Not again. Hey, man, did you come out of someone's bathroom with your genitals out again? Did you do that? You can't do that, man." We're a landscaping / pest control company. This isn't a Carl's Jr. You just can't. You can't whip your genitalia out at the workplace. The other victim told deputies that Floridaman Mountain came to her Haines City home for some lawn maintenance a few months ago, exposed himself, also claiming his zipper was broken. Oh, it's just the whole zipper was broken trick. This guy, what does he think he's going to get? It leads me to believe that many people have been a victim of this. Oh, my zipper's broken. Here's my junk. And I would imagine that in some instances, maybe it even worked, you know? Now, the sheriff's office is encouraging any other potential victims of my zippers caught ruse to please come forward. They say this man used his work position to gain access to the homes of these women and then sexually exposed himself. This behavior is disgusting and predatory. We believe it's possible that more victims of this man could be out there, and if that's the case, we want them to come forward, please. And if any of you ladies going forward are confronted with this whole my genitals are caught in the zipper trick, there's a very simple fix for this. Just go get your Rambo knife and say, hey, my Rambo knife will clear up the blockage. And then I'm very sure the problem will fix itself after that.
Want to create a podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn some money. All in one place, and it's free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record, edit on your phone or your computer. Send it to Spotify and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video recording options as well. Spotify for Podcasters even allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man.
A Florida woman stabs her boyfriend in the eye for looking at other women. We have a Florida woman in this story. She's real sweet. She allegedly stabbed her boyfriend in the eyeball with 2 rabies needles last weekend. 2 rabies needles. I would never have guessed that in a million years. Police say it was because he was looking at other women that she stabbed him in the eyeball with 2 rabies needles. Well, I mean, there could be worse things that you'd be stabbed in your eyeball with, such as a full-length spear or an ice pick. That's not good. Yeah, I would say an ice pick or a vampire stake. Yeah, you don't want to be stabbed in the eyeball with a vampire stake. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I got vampire stakes laying around my house just in case. My emergency vampire destruction kit. I also got a silver bullet in there, some garlic, you know, the usual stuff that you need. All right, I'm off the rails here. Let's get back to the lecture at hand. Sandra Jimenez, age 44. She's a Florida woman. She was arrested last weekend after Miami authorities say she got into an argument with her boyfriend, Miguel. Okay, what was the argument over? We know. He was looking at other women. I'm looking at a photo of Sandra, though. I don't want to say that you should be dating her and looking at other women, but I'm just going to say I understand. She looks like that actor, Luis Guzman. You know the guy I'm talking about? Imagine Luis Guzman, but it's a lady. That's what Sandra Jimenez looks like, the Florida woman, age 44. The officers were called to the hospital to talk to Miguel. Miguel explained that him and Sandra had been arguing about him looking at other women, but then it all went south. Oh, it all went south. Yeah, that's an understatement. It went horribly south. After Miguel went to lie down on the couch to, just de-stress from the argument, Jimenez allegedly jumped on top of him with 2 rabies needles that were for their dogs. These rabies needles were medicine for the dogs, and she stabbed his right eyelid with the rabies needles. Terrible. He was taken to the hospital. Will he be losing his eyesight? It does not say. I'm scrolling through. It does not say if he's going to lose his eyeball even. What is his recovery time? What is going on? She's been arrested, obviously. There's going to be a restraining order. She has to stay away from him, court ordered, as you can understand. What about the dogs? The dogs needed this rabies medicine. I need to know. Did they get their medicine? Are they okay? I need answers. What about the dogs? It doesn't say. There's no update. I'm going to have to follow up with Miguel. The article says rabies is a hazardous and potentially fatal viral disease that affects mammals, including humans. Did you know? Fortunately, there's a preventive measure. It's available in the form of a rabies vaccine. It comes in needle format. It does not go in your eyeball. Nope, not in the eyeball.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
Yay!
Hello, my friends. It's Jonesy, the host of Weird AF News. I want to first of all thank you for spending some time with me and the Weird AF News podcast. Hope you enjoyed the Florida Friday episodes. Big shout out to everybody who sent me Florida stories the last couple of days. Appreciate that. It was very helpful. You made my job easier. I got some thanks and praise to give out because people bought me coffee the last couple of days, and I'm so grateful. What a lucky boy I am. We got people buying me coffees off my website, weirdafnews.com. Eric James Pittman bought me some coffees and wrote, "Hey, Jonesy, your podcast is my favorite way to end my day. I always get a laugh, and it makes me feel so much smarter than anyone in your stories. If nothing else, your podcast should be used to help children avoid doing stupid things, lest they get featured on your show. This show is a great public service, but I hear it may be banned in Florida." Oh, is my show banned in Florida? I had no idea. It shouldn't be. It should be a beacon of light to tell you, get the hell out of Florida if you can. Anyways, thank you, Eric, for that long message. That was really sweet. I'm so glad that you found my show and that I'm able to make you laugh. It means a lot to me. Also, big thanks to Christina Wilson. She also bought me coffees. She wrote, "Love listening to you, Jonesy. Keep up the good work. Oh, and you haven't made enough money to move out of the closet yet? LOL. All right, Christina. Making fun of me for being stuck in the closet. Hey, man. Who can afford a separate sound studio? I cannot. Have you seen the rents in Los Angeles? I'm fortunate that within my apartment, the closet is large enough for me to sit in there with a very small desk and record in there. So I'm super fortunate. Really, I don't mind that. I make fun of myself being in a closet, but as far as like little sound situations go, it's actually not. It could be worse. Like for instance, I'm recording this now in my aunt's apartment in San Francisco, and there is no real available closet space to get inside and record. So you're going to notice that the sound quality of this, because I'm not in a confined space, will be it won't be as good. It won't be as good. So the closet helps with that. And so although I complain, I really can't complain. Also got coffee bought me by Noble Madness. Noble Madness wrote, "Jonesy, odd and bright. Laughs paint the day in delight. Quirks spark joy's twilight." I think this might be a, what do you call those? What are those Japanese poems that are syllables? Haiku, is that it? Is this a haiku? I think they're supposed to be like 13 syllables, something like that. Anyways, I believe it's a poem nonetheless by Noble Madness, really showing off the creativity. Appreciate that. Another individual bought me coffee and they didn't write anything. It just says someone bought a coffee. So someone bought I don't know who you are, someone, but I just want to thank you for buying me coffee. Got a bunch of coffees purchased for me. This is great. I'm not gonna run out of. I got coffee through the holidays, everybody. That's amazing. I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much for doing that, for supporting the shows. If you'd like to join the Patreon, that's another way to do it. Just go to patreon.com/weirdafnews or download the Patreon app on your phone and do a search for Weird AF News. That's another way to support the show. Go to weirdafnews.com, the official website. There you go. Get Jonesy a coffee for the holidays. If you want to mail me something for Christmas, just send me an email. funnyjones@gmail.com. I'll give you my address. You can send me whatever the heck you want to send me. Please, no nuts. If I may request, no nuts. And don't send me any Adele CDs. Please, if I could just ask for those things at Christmas, that would be really, really sweet. I feel like I'm missing something. How should I get on out of here? Got an email from Chris Costanzo. Let's just read that. That seems pretty cool. Chris wrote, "Caught your podcast from Thursday. You were great as a singer. GNR was okay, but Robert Smith impression was dead on, and I didn't want it to end. Take care. Oh, that's so sweet of you, Chris. Thank you. I could do some musical impressions. I did a pretty good Billy Corgan like a couple months ago. Do you guys remember that? And that's pretty sweet. I got some great emails. Julie Van Norman sent me an email. So shout out to her. It's really long. I can't really read it, but she says, I love your show. Ever since I discovered you on Amazon Music, I've been addicted. Thank you for being a hilarious idiot. I love you. I love you too, Julie Van Norman. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. If you guys want to email me, you got the email. You can also call me. Leave a message. 646-450-2012. That's the phone number. Leave me a little, you know the deal. You know the deal, man. Anyways, I'm not going to talk anymore. I love you. Have good luck with your life, man. Don't forget, good luck with your life.